and livelihood has increased astronomically. And even where I'm living, I'm affected by what Wike did positively, because the roads where I'm saying have been dualized. They never saw it in the last 50 years. They never saw a project like that in the last 50 years. The roads that were there, that 2 vehicles cannot even navigate, have been built by the colonial masters. And today, the rent of houses has skyrocketed. Okay, look at another thing that Wike did. It is only during Wike's administration that you see this, what do they call it, urban developers, has founded River State. River State is having estates. People are going into the hinterlands to develop. Wike brought about, because of the development Wike brought about in River State, in Port Harcourt and the River State as a whole, urban development thing like that when I was in secondary school in River State. So this is what Enyesom Wike brought. By what? Because what develops an entity, a state, is your road network. River State lacked behind the road network but years that nobody remembered that. So, and I know that what must have elicited the idea in Enyesom Wike, it was what Omeha did.
Okay.
The construction of that flyover that Omeha did. So if you bring it apart with what they're saying about legislation, the river allocation.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
And today, because we don't have a properly constituted House of Assembly, the governor has lost touch on what he wants to do. That is why he could go to a road that leads to where people who fester in agricultural productivity. Enyesom Wike is not somebody I know that we will allocate a project
on our next show. Let's take a look at this next story now. In Ondo State, APC youths demands chairman's removal. It waited along roadblock and footer access indicated that security operatives were mounted within and around the premises. According to the Pioneer State youth leader of the APC, Babalayo Olutayo, who was at the secretariat, Adetime must leave due to various alleged offenses. Olutayo added that some aggrieved youths across the state went to the new secretariat to seal off the place with a lot of fetish objects. The place was barricaded, locked with a chain, and I went there to confirm the incident, and I found out that what people say to us was actually the fact. What led to the incident was due to some allegations leveled against the incumbent chairman, Ade Adetime, that he was calling for a military takeover, and we are yet to know the reasons why he was calling for this. If at all his tenure will leave by next year, we believe that he should leave the party better than where he met it. Also, another allegation against him was how he doctored the list of the just concluded governorship election and the incoming local government election, which we felt was not right. He's the only one running the affairs of the party. No youth leader, no women leader, no party secretary, no state legal advisor. Reacting to the development, the State Director of Media and Publicity of the party, Steve Otaloro, stated that security agencies have taken control of the secretariat and they will continue appealing to those that came to shut down the place to be calm. Governance is continuous. Everybody will be taking care of it. They should be wary of the law. What they are doing is very illegal. Bombarding the party secretariat is not the best. We will continue to appeal to them not to take laws into their hands. Members who are not happy for now should please calm down and connect, and we are making a consultation on the situation. Well, this is the doings of the APC youth in those states demanding the removal of the APC chairman. I would like to get your
to power. APC will stand no ground.
Okay.
And what I see in the APC youth grievance is this. The APC is now factionalized in Ondo State, because if you go through the meat of that matter, the youths were alleging that they were not carried along in the primaries. That's the list of those who went to the convention or who went as delegates to select for the selection of their party flag bearer were doctored. So you could see a fallout disagreement and people not being carried along. That's that thing we are saying, that as a party chairman in a state, the party has given you a lot, and the best you could do to repay the people and the Nigerian state is to call for military takeover if it is really what he said. It is not a good reputation to be, to really be aligning towards a military takeover democratic system. And perhaps it is that this democracy that brought him to limelight, because a party chairman of a state is like the governor of the party. So in that particular state. Okay. So if he calls for that, for a military takeover, I think is not palatable, and he's just a kind of shooting himself on the foot, because if peradventure, if there is a military rule, who we know they are there? Nobody will know him, because he will fizzle out, because he might not even have the space to be noticed in the political scene of Nigeria or known in his state. So for him to have occupied such an exalted position, and at the same time they showing how aggrieved they are, and they did it in a peaceful manner. And I also thank the publicity secretary, because going by his reply and his statement, the police were around the place to make sure that the protests did not go out of hand, and that again the opposing camp of the chairman of the party did not also take laws into their hands in order to, in Nigeria we are in the habit of protest and the counter protest. Okay. And when these counter protests come together, it's always the stories are not palatable to be told. But I want to give it to the chairman of APC and his camp, that restrain themselves even in the face of that.
Just like Olutayo said when he got.
No, we saw it in River State. Yeah, we saw it happen in River State.
Fetish.
No.
You
see, Victor, if you have
where my concern
that should not be your concern. Right. Probably you're not a student of history of the tradition in Africa. Okay. That is why Obasanjo has called for Nigeria to fashion out their own democracy. This Boroboro democracy we are doing is not working for us. Why is not working? You are using something that is practiced in the US and London, and you're putting it here, but we are Africanized. Our nature and the tradition to the cause of what they are aspiring for. So, but in Africa, we saw it in River State after the election. Tony Kul of the APC was asked by the court to go and verify the electoral materials used during the election. The PDP camp came out, dropped all what they call fetish, but what I just term as the beauty of the African man, put it on the road. The African democracy, they put it that way, put it on the road, and they were, dancing and making merry. And so that is the beauty. That is, if we can, Victor, you know that a lot of political students that's what we call in the Catholic Church, church enculturation. You cannot bring the Igbo part of worship here where they sing as if they are going to sleep, but the African man wants to test the vibe. You understand? So when they bring the church here, they will now put some of our cultures where you see people carry their traditional dance into the church to give God worship. It is a way you want to spread the gospel. You want into the church, and you see to an extent that it attracts the person back into what the person hitherto does not believe in. So we call it church enculturation in Catholic Church in our study of the doctrines of the Catholic Church. So this is what I'm saying. What the youth have done is to bring about the committee of inquiry that will be set up. One, if you're a leader, as I was saying, a leader should brace up for opposition and the constructive criticism. If you are not being criticized as a leader, you can't grow. If everybody loves you, you are not growing, my brother. If there is a sense to where everything you do pleases everybody, I mean, it is not, fingers are not equal. Even those who are singing your praises. It happened here in River State. When everybody was singing the praises of Enyesom Wike, I never knew that some of the people I had on air, some of the people I watch on visual, that we are praise singers to Enyesom Wike, today, they will open their mouth and speak derogatory. In our Christendom today, people are going for Christian march. People are bringing Epo.
Okay.
People are bringing the things that will see. People want to catch fun. People want something that will make them happy. You see, this country, Nigeria, is not giving us joy. The policies of the government isn't working. You know, there is a sense to which people are going through a lot. Anything, my brother, like Senator Apabio told us the other time, that anywhere you see food, my brother, chop. You understand? Because you don't know where the next meal is coming from. So anything that has given, and you're talking about youths. You saw when Mubad,
yes,
the movement for justice for Mubad trended. You saw where youths were catching cruise. People were literally sitting on the major road and cooking and catching their cruise. They are the things that make them happy. That's why I told you is the beauty of it. And the Nigerian state have no law that punishes traditional worshippers,
in this case,
and bringing traditional worshippers objects. And when somebody, have you seen a lawyer tell you that when you tag somebody a witch, it does not make any sense in the Nigerian law.
There are concerns that there might be some sort of breakdown of law.
No, that is why I gave it to the chairman, okay, and the publicity secretary and the group that is still leading the Ondo State APC, that for restraining themselves, because they also have the capacity to mobilize the people that will come for the anti-protest, because this pro and anti exist in Nigeria, and we have seen it play out in Nigeria. But I give it to them for restraining their own supporters from embarking on what would have been a sad tale to tell in Ondo State. All
right, on to the next story now. Independent National Electoral Commission has refuted reports circulating on social media about the alleged death of its chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. The reports, which surfaced on Monday, December 9, 2024, claimed that Yakubu died in a London hospital. However, in a statement on Saturday, the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC chairman, Rotimi Oyekomi, appealed to the public to disregard the rumors, confirming that Yakubu is alive, well, and in good health. Our attention has been drawn to a fake news narrative circulated by London Hospital. The story first appeared on Monday, 9th December 2024. We hereby appeal to the public to disregard the rumor. Professor Yakubu. In fact, Yakubu has not traveled to London in the last 2 years. He was present at an interactive meeting with the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters on Wednesday, 11 December 2024. He also chaired the Commission's meeting with resident electoral commissioners on Thursday, 12 December 2024. Both events were widely covered on television. 24. The statement stressed. INEC also recalled that a similar fake news story had circulated in 2021, with the same false claims being repeated 3 years later. And disseminating the rumors should be mindful of the harm they cause to individuals of Yakubu's death. Joy
of a rational thing to do for what this life we are living, we are given to us by the supernatural. We don't know how we came here, and we don't know when we exist. Life is evolving. Life, there is a time that someone is low in life, and there is a time you also begin to rise and climb to a height. And there is also a height you will climb in life. You only wish that death wouldn't come.
Okay.
because of the good things that surrounds you as a being. But in as much as you wish, someday man will exit this life. But it is uncharitable, it is ungodly, it is satanic and devilish for somebody to peddle a rumor about one's death, unsubstantiated. Because that is why in Senate climes, even when somebody dies at home, you make sure you get a certification from hospital, from a professional medical doctor to certify the person dead, and it is registered in the death register that this citizen has exited, is no more. That's why we have a lot of infractions in Nigeria. Even when people die, some people are there collecting their salary, what they call ghost working workers. So I want to say that it is not a thing that someone will sit in the comfort of the room because you have a smartphone and the data of 200 naira and you are now disseminating information that is capable of causing mixed reactions in our polity. I wish Yakub more health and longer life, in good health and sound mind and rational judgment. But you cannot wish away, or the whatever reaction that have greeted his person while he's alive should send a clear message to him that he should reorientate his life and he should try as much as life has given him permission to do what now. What he will do is to try to realign his life, try to live the rest of his life in trying to make himself relevant in the public space.
Well, we're still reiterating that whatever the case is,
whatever the case may be, but
it doesn't lead to this point.
Nigerians have a way. That's why I told you about culture.
Okay.
Nigerians have a way of passing a message to our leaders. Remember that it was rumored that Obasanjo was dead. I think last week or last 2 weeks. He came and said it, and there was a time it was also rumored that the late President Yaradua was late, but Obasanjo called him in a public space and said, Yaradua, they say you don't die, Abi you don't die. So it is a thing of joy that when a death rumored of a person is circulating, you come out healthy and alive to write the disclaimer. But in as much as you are alive, it has not removed the message, the meat of the message that is being passed. Nigerians are telling him that you are the one that has brought us where we are today, and that he has not gone to London. If Yakub dares to go to London, Nigerians in London will bring his reputation to disrepute, because you could see to the extent that they were involved in the last election. Nigerians in diaspora, despite the fact that they did not have the vote to cast, but they sent a clear message to what they wanted, and it resonated around the Nigerian space. Even till today, some people are still calling P2B their president, despite the fact that the Supreme Court has given their judgment. But we are rational beings. We still have our court of public opinion.
All right.
That today, the election that was conducted by Mahmoud Yakubu was a sham, was a charade, did not meet the international standard and even the standard of the 2022 Electoral Act as amended, and Nigerians are still showing their frustrations.
All right, thank you so much. We'll go on a short break right now. When we come back, Open Air continues. Stay with us.
The oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATM. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Open Air on Atlantic Television Network. And joining us is Mr. Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu, a political analyst. Let's take on the next story. Sani tells North to abandon Tinubu's government. Former federal lawmaker Shehu Sani has urged the North not to abandon President Bola Tinubu's government. Sani said they should not leave the government to others who do not vote for it. This is even as the ex-lawmaker urged the North to support positive reforms by the Tinubu administration. Sani's statement, contained in a video cited by newsmen, followed the North's opposition to Tinubu's tax reforms bills, currently before the National Assembly. ATN reports that the tax reform bills initiated by Tinubu's government have attracted criticism in several parts of the country. Some allege that the bills are targeted against the northern region, while some argue that they will overburden Nigerians. Sani stated that there is no part of the country that's so blessed like the northern parts of the country. He said there is no part of the country that's so blessed like the northern parts of the country. We cover about 65% of the total landmass in Nigeria, out of the nation's 235 rivers. Almost 70% are located in the northern part of Nigeria. Some nations rely on cotton. We are blessed to grow cotton. Some nations rely on sugarcane. We are blessed with growing sugarcane. We are sleeping on a gold mine. There is no natural resources that is found in all parts of the world that's not within the ground level of our soil here in the north. So, the question is, do you continue to depend on salvation from others? Your reputation, your dignity, your future, and respect for yourself is dependent on your ability to provide sustenance for yourself. If I'm not mistaken, this is a government the North brought into office. So why should you antagonize a baby that you delivered? You should not leave this government to others who do not vote for it. It's you that used your tongue and brought them to office. Your demands should be on issues that are on the table. Until now, you have the Minister of Education. The Chief of Defense is always from there. The Minister of Commerce for Information is from there. National Security Advisor is from here. Minister of Agriculture is from there. Minister of Defense is from there. Wow. That shows that to the north on the tax reform bills, and that they shouldn't abandon Tinubu's government, and they should stick to it because they brought him into power.
Seriously, I give it to Shehu Sani. Okay. I think in few words, he has touched on the fundamental issue in Nigeria. He has said the truth the way he should. He has voiced out what they know. They know it already, my brother Victor. So it is not for him to reoko it. That is why we are crying for this spoon-feeding system of government we practice in Nigeria. Going to Abuja to share federal allocation, at the end of the day, the governors are not doing anything with it. They use the ESTA code, statutory account. They keep it to themselves. The security vote, you know, since the abolition of fuel subsidy, and they're getting so many monies now, nobody's talking about the security vote. Before, all the human rights activists, the NGOs in Nigeria, those who antagonize government and criticize unconstructively, what they do is that, the governor has a lot of money in security vote. Today, I think I'm the only analyst in Nigeria and opinion model that still talks about that particular money that they don't account for. It's just like miscellaneous expenses given and dashed to the governors to do whatever they like with it. They don't account for it. Nobody knows how much it is. The only thing is that there is a security vote somewhere and somebody is free to do whatever they like with it. So we have a lot of things to talk about in this country. I wish we have this kind of, we have a latitude of time to dissect this. Shehu Sani have said it all. Nigeria as a state is blessed tremendously. I've said it in so many forums, on ATN, Wish FM, on so many platforms that I'm privileged to, on Today FM, everywhere that I've had the privilege, even when I'm giving public lecture, that Nigeria is so blessed that when I first traveled to the UK, they asked me that, what are you doing here? Imagine a Igbo man asking you what you're doing. Nigeria is so blessed. They'll ask you if your father is a commissioner, if your father is this, because they know what we have and we are not using it for our benefit. And
most of these things, these resources we do have, are mainly found in the northern parts of the state.
The north is so rich and so blessed that I envy them. But their burn is that they don't have visionary leaders. And after the time of Tafawa Balewa and Bashir Tofa and all of them, those who tried to, harness when Nigeria was regionalized.
All right, so let's take a look at
the time they even knew what they had.
The tax reform bills now. there are lots of criticism that the bill is against the northern part, whereas it's of the interest, it's for their own interest. And just like Shehu has stated here, that there are lots of people, you know, the ministries, that prominent people that are from the north, and also the natural resources we do have there, and that's going to benefit them.
Do we talk about the insecurity, Victor, that shouldn't be hard happening in the north?
All right.
Because all the infantry divisions, all the military barracks, where they train and practice the shooting range and army range and whatever is in the north. That even in Kaduna, that is bedeviled with insecurity, should not. I've done that expose on ATN before, read out the military establishments in the north, particularly in Kaduna State, that you cannot even nobody that is practicing jihadist or whatever insurgency should not even dare go into Kaduna State. But what we hear today is firsters, that you could even hear people coming into the Nigerian Defense Academy and adopting some people. So in Kaduna State, in the north as a whole, Northern is blessed with arable lands. Northern region is blessed with water. We look at the flood. Who even knew that there was a sea water in the north that could cause flooding in Borno State? When you talk of the Baga, there is a place the fish, this kind of fish that is like stockfish, is only found in the north, where Buratai is from, the former chief of army staff. That place, the kind of fish that they get in that particular water is, I think in the whole world, that is where that species comes from. Everybody is relying on petroleum, but I thank God that sooner or later the petrol will begin to disappoint us. We are plunged into this hardship in Nigeria because of our reliance on petroleum, and now but we also had in Nigeria that petroleum had been discovered in the north. So Sheikh Husani have said it all. There is nothing the north does not have, but the ability to harness it is our bane. Look at cotton that gave them name. Look at granite. Nobody is talking about it. Look at ginger. In Kaduna State is where they produce the best ginger in the world, that even China comes here and buy it. And now China has established farms in Abuja and other places to make sure that that pepperish taste is only found in ginger that is produced in Nigeria, located in Kaduna State. So what has God not done to us? God finished creating Nigeria and the whole world became envious of us. He said, no, don't worry, I know what I will do. Hence I cannot take it away from them. Their tsunami will be their leaders. Their undoing will be themselves. And this is what we have seen. And for him, where I'm only faulting his statement is that this entitlement mentality of the North, that Sheikh Husani has brought to the fore again. Is it only the North that vote in president? That is why they continue to subjugate us.
Well,
you might have, it is only in Nigeria. Victor,
they keep saying that they brought him.
Victor, it is only in Nigeria that I have seen that a place that has the greatest landmass, you give it to them. It's also been the most populated.
They had the majority.
I've said, but they don't have the most. See, it is debatable in the public space that anywhere in the world, statistics has not shown me that where you have the greatest landmass. I've traveled to the north. I've traveled. There was a time I said on ATN here. I traveled from Mina, Niger State to Kotangora. How many places will you see houses? How many places will you see settlements? I give it to them that they have the landmass, but in population it is disputable. And I thank God that the census in Nigeria, Lagos State has been ranked as the most populated state. You know, they have been dragging it with Kano and other, but they have come to agree that Lagos State is the most populated, and then from there we are getting somewhere. So he has said, I've taken the meat of what he said, but in this entitlement mentality of always having the highest chunk of vote in Nigeria is a no. But if he's saying to the sense that the people that brought Bola Tinubu, the Ahmed Matawales of this world, that's why we see in that the Bola Tinubu administration, they had the highest number of minister former governors. The aerofiles of this world, all the northern governors that backed him to come, yes, I agree. But in terms of the voting strength, I disagree with him.
All right, so let's move on to the next
And
story.
it is debatable, and I'm calling out somebody that will come and debate it with me on any fora, either in public lecture space or on the media.
All right, then let's move on to the next story. People's Redemption Party has confirmed that it has initiated discussions with another opposition party, the African Democratic Congress, on a potential merger ahead of the 2027 general elections. The national chairman of the PRP, Falalu Bello, disclosed this at a joint conference with his ADC counterpart, Ralph Nwosu, in Abuja on Friday. The move comes 3 days after the ruling All Progressives Congress warned that no measure of the opposition leaders, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Anambra's Governor Peter Obi, can unseat President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. The APC was reacting to the statement made by Atiku's spokesperson Paul Ibe that both his principal and his Labour Party counterpart had learned the lessons in the last general election and will unite to kick out the ruling party from office. Or let's take a look at this because,
this is
well, they've learned their lesson actually. So probably they are going to set up structures. Maybe they want Atiku Abubakar to merge with them, and then probably it might happen. Well, I don't know, but
Victor,
to unseat
Victor, the truth be told, I'm not taking words away from you, but Victor, I've gotten the meat of this particular expose.
Okay.
Victor, the truth be told, if you like, form all the alliances in this world in Nigeria, you cannot unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if the human interference in our electoral processes are not removed. Because we saw what happened in 2023 general elections. Even people are like Chijoki Huon in Rivers State, the governor, the chairman of Obiakpo local government, said it clearly. Because when the gentleman agreement in Rivers State got sour, they began to accuse and counter-accuse themselves. And the truths are coming out. Even some INEC personnel, they also came out to say it in the public that, look, there were interference. How can there be a glitch in the transmission of the presidential election, the presidential results? That election that happened at the same time with senatorial and House of Reps, those ones did not encounter any glitch. So we are not ready. Even if Atiku, even if they like, I heard that some people are dragging Goodluck Jonathan into the into 2027 general election. If they like, let Jonathan, they let Yaradua, who became the Messiah in Nigeria, though we did not enjoy him much. Goodluck Jonathan, whom they are asking to bring out the goodness, and with a Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if a Buhari can serve for 8 years, if a Buhari that is not a politician, that his handlers, the Erufais of this world and the Lai Mohammeds of this world could manage Buhari to a second term in office, what of a Bola Tinubu who is a politician to the core? See, Obi and Atiku should go and rest. APC have their leg in PDP, who is their main opposition party, and the APC has succeeded in killing Labour Party. I don't know the last time we have had Peter Obi or his handlers say something about Labour Party since the appeal court has reinstated the Abure faction led ESCO. So this is what you see. This is politics. Politics is not sentimental. Don't like what is happening in Rivers State. People are bringing sentiment, bringing bias. No! Anything you want to use to weaken your opposition is acceptable. Hence, it is not violent. It is not killing and maiming. It is not against the constitution. But see, for you to kill a political party, what you do, just like Nyesom Wike said, I will put fire in the people think is a physical fire. But Nyesom Wike was talking in political rhetoric that when you cause a rift within a political house, you have weakened it. You have your field day. You are building your party to have strength while you are weakening your opposition strength. So it's acceptable in politics. So my brother, let Ibe know it and know peace. That even if Atiku, Peter Obi, Goodluck Jonathan, they let Yaradua, Obasanjo has not been supporting any government in power, and they have been showing him shaggy. So And another leg of it is this: the majority of some political parties that went to the National Assembly, and we thought we would have a robust National Assembly where issues will be debated that affects the Nigerian state. My brother, what do you see? The people in Labour Party now cross-carpeting to APC. What does that show you? The Labour Party does not have a strong footing. So, Victor, my home take on this is this: if the people in the House of Assembly
that her upbringing in Nigeria was overshadowed by fear and insecurity in a country plagued by corruption. After she was elected as UK Conservative Party leader in November 2024, the Nigerian government, through the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, was said to have tried to reach out to Badenoch, but she declined. Commenting on the reactions, Shaibu said that despite bearing the name Kemi, it does not automatically make Badenoch a Nigerian. He wrote, "Those criticizing at Kemi Badenoch should pause for a moment of introspection. The mere fact that her name is Kemi or that she has Yoruba roots does not automatically render her Nigerian." All right, Ugochukwu, well, this comes as, I'm wondering how someone would want to share the experience she had as a Nigerian right here in Nigeria, and she's been slapped for it, you know, talking about corruptions and all of that. And then I could remember the Vice President also making a statement saying that, you know, if she's not okay with Nigeria, she should remove that name, Kemi from her name, you know, so as not to be identified as a Nigerian. But then I would like to get your thoughts.
But you hear people answer Kemi even in the Republic of Benin.
All right.
Kemi does not signify